do? It's your boy Days back at y'all with another WWE Raw review. Last night's episode of Monday Night Raw was incredible. This was the first episode, whether it be Raw or SmackDown, that actually made it feel like Mania season, bro. We are 4 weeks away from WrestleMania 42, and this episode actually, for the first time, has me very hyped up to see WrestleMania. This was a very star-studded episode. We had Brock Lesnar show up to get his revenge on Abomination Femi, and he got his ass whooped for the second time in a row, bro. Like, Oba Femi just absolutely manhandled Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. Like, we haven't seen something like this ever, okay? Guys, Liv Morgan and Stephanie Valkyrie, they brawled last night, bro. They had a real fight last night. Stephanie Valkyrie sneak attacked Liv Morgan as she was escorting Dominic Mysterio for his title match against Penta, and things got very heated, right? And basically, Liv Morgan, she was banging Stephanie Valkyrie's head against the wall a little bit too hard, and Stephanie Valkyrie gave her a receipt. She picked Liv Morgan up and body slammed her on the back of her head really hard on the ground, bro. And you can tell, man, like, this fight was real, bro. This was not a fake fight. Things went too far, but I love it, bro. This is what wrestling needs to be, man. I love when wrestling actually looks real and it's not obvious that it's fake, bro. We have too many botches nowadays, bro, and we need wrestling to get back to this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, if people gotta fight for real and give each other receipts, I'm all for it, bro, because it makes the product better. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Stephanie Valkyrie and Liv Morgan. I hope Stephanie Valkyrie and Liv Morgan are okay, because I wouldn't be surprised if Liv Morgan has a concussion for how hard Stephanie Valkyrie slammed her on the back of her head, bro. She even was screaming like a maniac after that, but she deserved it, bro. She aggressively was hitting Stephanie Valkyrie's head on the wall multiple times, so she 100% deserved what Stephanie Valkyrie did to her. Also, Roman Reigns showed up last night, bro, and it's looking like the Bloodline is officially reunited, okay? It's looking like Roman, Jay, and Jimmy are officially back together as the Bloodline. Roman Reigns put belt to ass on CM Punk last night, and it kind of looked like Roman Reigns was gonna put hands on Jey Uso, because Jey Uso was very out of character last night, y'all. Jey Uso officially turned heel. He used brass knuckles to knock out Logan Paul and Austin Theory, which caused the match to end in disqualification, which means that the Usos are most likely going to lose those titles whenever they do have the rematch, which I'm thinking is going to be at WrestleMania 42. But also, Jey Uso pretty much was about to have a title match with CM Punk last night, but Roman Reigns came in and stopped it from happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jey Uso basically was like, yo, let me get a rematch for my title, but that's a conflict of interest because your big cousin Roman already has a title shot. So even if Jey was to win that match, which we know which isn't going to happen, you don't want to have a scenario where Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are fighting each other for the World Heavyweight title. So, shout out to Roman Reigns. I'm glad he showed up and stopped that from happening. And yeah, man, Roman Reigns put an ass whooping on CM Punk last night, bro. That was the best that I've seen Roman Reigns looked in a very long time, bro. Like, Roman Reigns is in great shape. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't see any chance that CM Punk has a winning when they fight each other, bro. I just think Roman is going to just destroy CM Punk for bringing up his deceased father, bro. He crossed the line, you know what I'm saying? Plus, I think the final boss is going to assist Roman Reigns. So, let's get into the episode. So, we kicked off Monday Night Raw with the Beast, Brock Lesnar, and Paul Heyman. How is Brock Lesnar this jacked at 48 years old, guys? Like, he's got to be on juice. Like, I always hear people talk about The Rock is on steroids, but why does nobody talk about Brock Lesnar? Like, Brock Lesnar is damn near the same size, as he was when he made his debut in the WWE. He's got to be on juice, bro. And I ain't talking about apple juice. So the crowd kept chanting Oba, and Paul said that they are pissing off Brock Lesnar. He says the reason Oba body slammed Brock Lesnar is because Brock was tired from beating up 20 masked men, and he also got distracted by Seth freaking Rollins. Paul Heyman called Oba a overhyped wannabe ruler. Paul then brought up the fact that Brock ended The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. He also brought up Brock beating Goldberg, Dean Ambrose, Bobby Lashley, and even the GOAT, John Cena. Paul says that Oba is going to be conquered by Brock at WrestleMania 42, and then the lights go off and Oba Femi comes out. Oba gets in the ring and Brock Lesnar kicks Oba in the nuts. Oba then reverses a suplex city and clotheslines Brock Lesnar out of the ring. And the way that Brock Lesnar looked at the camera in disbelief, bro, Brock Lesnar, you can tell Brock Lesnar really likes Oba Femi, bro. Because he's been doing a great job of selling and helping Oba Femi. Well, he doesn't really need help, but he's done a great job of contributing to Oba Femi just looking like a beast, bro. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. The fact that Oba did this 2 weeks in a row and we're 4 weeks away from WrestleMania 42, I have a bad feeling that Brock Lesnar is going to beat Oba Femi, guys. I just have a bad feeling. We already heard the reports that Brock said he doesn't want to lose until his final match at SummerSlam, okay? We know this match with him and Oba is not going to be his final match. And I have a strange feeling that either Brock Lesnar is going to win or Gunther is going to interrupt the match and the match will end in disqualification, or Gunther will help Brock win. So Brock also told Oba, "You ain't that lucky, boy." A lot of people had a problem with Brock calling Oba boy. I didn't really have a problem with it because at the end of the day, Brock Lesnar's 48, Oba Femi's 27. I don't think this was like any racial thing. You guys gotta remember, well, Brock Lesnar is country, bro. Like they use that word boy a lot in the country, bro, like in the South. So I didn't really make a big deal out of it. A lot of people did. Who cares? Let's move on. So next we got a tag team match between the Usos and the Vision. Logan, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, Paul, and Austin, Justin Timberlake Theory. I'm actually cool with the Vision winning these titles, man. I think the Usos lost all of their aura. LA Knight came out and attacked Logan Paul outside the ring. Then he distracted Austin, Justin Timberlake Theory, and Jey Uso hit Theory with brass knuckles. Now, this was a stupid move by Jey Uso because Jey Uso could have just easily did his finisher and won the match to retain the titles, but instead, Jey Uso decided to attack Austin Theory and Logan Paul with brass knuckles, causing the match to end in disqualification. So it's clear that Jey Uso has officially turned heel, and it's kind of obvious that the Vision is ultimately going to end up winning these titles from the Usos. And like I said, I'm cool with that. I have no problem with that. So next, Becky Lynch came out to zero pop from the crowd, which proves that Sports Illustrated and Bleacher Report calling her the GOAT means absolutely nothing, okay? Becky says that the fans boo her but cheer AJ Lee, who left the WWE for 10 years. Becky says that she took 10 months off because the fans got sick of seeing her win titles. Becky says she turned the IC Women's title into the most important women's title in wrestling. I actually agree with Becky on this, bro. Like, you didn't really hear too many people talking about that women's IC title until Becky made her return and ended up winning the title. Like, that's actually pretty true. So Becky says that she was triggered because her daughter was singing AJ Lee's theme song, skipping around the house. Light it up, let's light it up. Like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, as a grown man, bro, when AJ Lee's theme song comes out, no Diddy, I be skipping around the house too, bro. Like, bro, when AJ Lee's theme song comes out, like, it's like it puts me in a trance, bro. And like, AJ Lee just got such good energy, bro. Like, I can't blame Becky's daughter, bro. Like, her theme song is fire. AJ Lee is fire, bro. She's gorgeous, you know what I'm saying? And the way she be skipping around the ring, bro, she be aura farming, bro. And you can't blame anybody for falling for it, you know what I'm saying? So AJ Lee came out to the ring. No skipping around this time. She immediately ran into the ring to put hands and feet on Becky Lynch, but Becky ended up running out of the arena. Not out of the arena, but she ran into the crowd, and AJ said she's going to give Becky Lynch a title shot at WrestleMania. Becky brought up the fact that the last time AJ Lee had a WrestleMania match was 11 years ago, which is crazy, and how she ended up quitting for 10 years the next day after that WrestleMania match. So backstage, Los Angeles Knight tells Jey Uso that he's starting to act like Roman Reigns. Guys, this is bad writing. Why is Tama Tonga telling Solo Sikoa he's acting like Roman Reigns? And why is LA Knight telling Jey Uso that he's acting like Roman Reigns? The only way I can make sense of this is the entire bloodline is going to get back together. Jacob, Solo, everybody. That's the only thing I can think of, because, you know, either that or this is just bad storytelling, because they keep saying the same shit. I don't understand. So Jimmy tells LA Knight to watch his mouth when he speaks on his family. Next up, we got a match with Javon Bouncy, the young OG Evans, and Grayson Waller. Nobody in the WWE, guys, does what Javon Evans does in the ring. He actually almost broke his neck again, flying out of the ring. Okay, I'm glad he was okay. This is Javon Evans' first match since Logan Paul almost ended his career at Elimination Chamber. Do you guys remember when Logan Paul did the pulverizer on Javon Evans and Javon looked like he injured his neck? So I'm glad Javon Evans is back and cleared to participate in the ring. But I'm starting to think that part of what Kevin Nash said is true, guys. Javon Evans, at some point in his career, he might have to slow down all of the bouncy stuff, bro, because, you know, he puts himself at risk of suffering an injury. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I love Javon Evans, but sometimes he does a little bit too much bounciness. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to see Javon Evans, who's only 21 years old, you know, end up suffering an injury that could ruin his wrestling career. So anyway, Javon Evans won this match with the OG cutter. And listen, bro, every time Javon Evans does this move, like, it literally looks like he's flying in the air, bro. Definitely one of the best finishers in the WWE right now. Paul Gaiman tells Adam Pearce that he wants a rematch with the Vision and the Usos next week, but this time he wants it to be a street match. Adam says he'll think about it and tells Paul Penguin to go out to the ring and address Seth Rollins. So Paul starts off this segment by saying he's having a really bad night. He brings up the fact that Braun Breaker and LeBron James and Bronny James and Braun Breaker and are both injured. He brings up Brock Lesnar leaving the arena after getting manhandled by Obafemi again. And Paul says he's by himself right now. Paul says the WWE isn't big enough for him and Seth Rollins. Paul dares Seth Rollins to come out to the ring and put him out of his misery. Seth Rollins shows up on the announce table, but the police immediately show up to escort Seth out of the building. Because Paul Heyman reveals that he actually put a restraining order on Seth Rollins. And this is where things got funny, guys. Paul Heyman said that the men in his family are snitches. Paul says that Seth violated a restraining order, and Paul says that after Seth Rollins gets sentenced to jail or prison, he's gonna adopt Seth Rollins' daughter because Seth Rollins is going to be a felon. This triggered Seth Rollins to run into the ring and knock out Paul Heyman, which caused the police to put Seth Rollins in handcuffs, and they arrested him. So I think Paul Gaiman did a phenomenal job rage baiting Seth Rollins in his promo. It was hilarious, bro. The fact that he said all of the men in his family are snitches, I found that very, very funny, bro. So next we got the Kabuki Warriors versus Lyra, Valkyria, and Bayley. Lyra and Bayley won. Bayley and Lyra called out Nia Jax and Last Legend for a tag team title match next week. And that's a really good match, bro. That's a really good match. I look forward to seeing that. So backstage, IShowSpeed tells Penta to teach him to do the Penta walk. Shout out to Speed, man. We got to see Speed in a WWE match very soon, bro. I think Speed can definitely he's already a superstar. So if he can, learn how to wrestle, bro, I think Speed can be a star in the WWE, just like Bad Bunny. So, he was also in the locker room barking at Penta and Dragon Lee like DMX. So next we got the rematch IC title match between Penta and Dirty Dom. I'm expecting Finn Balor to cause Dom to lose again. Danhausen also cursed IShowSpeed backstage for not giving him his social media password. Guys, this Danhausen character is annoying and a cornball. I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's entertaining. I don't know why the WWE signed him. I can only see somebody in their 40s or 50s laughing at that guy, bro. If you're younger than that and you find that guy funny, you have no sense of humor. So backstage, Asuka blames Kairi Sane for them losing. Io Sky shows some love to Kairi Sane and says that she deserves better. Big Raquel tells Io Sky she ruined her match with Stephanie Valkyrie, and Raquel challenged Io to a match next week on Monday Night Raw. Io Sky agreed, but she looked like she was about to cry after she agreed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why, bruh, but Io Sky literally looked like she was about to cry after she agreed to this match. You can't blame her because Raquel is so big compared to Io Sky, bro. You know, we talking about Big Texas, man. Big Raquel, you know what I'm saying, who definitely needs a title very, very soon. So, while Dominic Mysterio walked out to this title match, bro, Stephanie Valkyrie attacked Liv Morgan from behind, and they brawled. You know what I'm saying? Things got really crazy, bro. It looked like they had a real fight. Liv Morgan was banging Stephanie Valkyrie's head against the wall a little bit too hard, which caused Stephanie Valkyrie to give Liv Morgan a receipt, and she body slammed Liv Morgan, and looked like Liv Morgan possibly may have got a concussion, bro. So, it's looking like things are heating up, man. Like I said, this episode actually felt like Mania season, bro. Great episode. So, Dirty Dom hit the 619 on Penta, and then Finn Balor immediately came out. JD McDonald's tried to attack Finn, but he got his ass whooped. Penta reversed Dom's frog splash and retained the IC title. So we are getting Finn Balor versus Dirty Dom at WrestleMania 42. And I'm just so happy that Finn Balor is finally not getting treated like a jobber, bro. Finn Balor is such a dope talent, bro. And I'm glad that he's finally getting his moment, man. It's long overdue, man. Shout out to CM Punk for waking up Finn Balor, man, to remember who he is. So Dirty Dom left JD McDonough in the ring by himself to get beat up by Finn Balor. And it's safe to say, guys, that after WrestleMania 42, the Judgment Day is officially over, and it's about time, right? It's looking like Raquel's gonna turn on Liv to help Stephanie win. You know, it's looking like Dirty Dom pretty much left JD McDonald's hanging by himself. So it's just looking like the whole group at this point is gonna break up. So Jimmy Uso warned CM Punk to watch what he says because Jey Uso is on a warpath. Punk comes out to the ring and calls out Roman for not doing anything without his cousins. Punk says the whole family can't do anything by themselves. And this is a very good point, guys. At some point, we have to look at Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, and we have to be honest, bro. These guys only get things done with other people. Like, look at Solo Sikoa. He's got the whole MFT thing going on. If Solo was by himself, he would be losing most of his matches, right? We see what happened with Jey Uso. When Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble and he made Gunther tap, he lost the title in less than 3 months. Same thing with Roman. It's looking like The Rock is going to come back and possibly help Roman Reigns beat CM Punk. So at some point, we have to be real, bro. What Punk said is right. These guys only get things done when they're with their cousins. Let's talk about it. So Punk admits that Roman calling him old pissed him off. Then Punk asked the Boston crowd if he's old, and obviously the crowd said yeah. Punk says he's proud of being old, and if he wasn't, he would be using Just for Men to dye his hair like Roman Reigns does. Punk says that age is just a number, and he still feels like the best in the world. Punk brings up beating up Jey Uso and Gunther at his old age, and then Jey Uso comes out pissed off. Punk offers Jey Uso a rematch for the World Heavyweight title. Then Jimmy Uso comes out and tells Jey that he's being too emotional. Jimmy blames Jey for them getting disqualified earlier, and Jim tells Jey to leave Punk for the OTC. Jey calls out Roman for not even showing up, and then boom, Roman Reigns pulls up. So Roman tells Jim to get his brother out of the ring, because he obviously doesn't want Jey Uso to get a rematch with Punk because, you know, Roman is facing Punk at WrestleMania in 4 weeks. Punk says that maybe he should stay because Roman needs the help. Jey tries to spear Punk and gets hit with the microphone. Roman Superman punches CM Punk. Jey tells Roman to get him, and then Roman Reigns goes back into the ring and brutally spears CM Punk. Then Roman throws Punk into the ring post, and Roman also the last ride move that Undertaker used to do. He did the last ride move on CM Punk onto the announce table, and it's safe to say that the Bloodline is officially back, man. Roman Reigns, you got to bring back the Head of the Table theme song, bro. I hope at WrestleMania 42, if Roman comes out to that Head of the Table theme song, bro, it's safe to say that Roman's going to be champ for another 3 to 4 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see the whole Bloodline get back together. Solo, Jacob, Roman, Jey, Jimmy, even The Rock. I want to see all of them get together, bro. Because if they get together, bro, like, let's be honest, guys, nobody in the WWE can fuck with them, bro. They got too much power. They got The Rock, who's on the board of TKO. Roman's, arguably the biggest superstar in the WWE right now. One of the last superstars in the WWE until they can prove that they can make more superstars. And yeah, man, it's looking good, man. Listen, heel Jey Uso is cooking, y'all. I know we've been very critical of Jey Uso since he lost that title to Gunther, but I would like to see Jey Uso as a heel become a solo champion. I'm not saying he needs to be a major world champion, but I would like to see Jey Uso go after that IC or United States Championship title, man. Because heel Jey Uso, he's cooking, bro. He's believable. So I give this episode of Raw, I give it a solid 8 out of 10, man. This is the best Raw that I've seen this year so far. And it just completely shitted on SmackDown, bro. That episode of SmackDown last week, guys, it was terrible, man. It was literally unwatchable, So shout out to Triple H, man. They actually got it feeling like Mania season. Let me know what you guys think. It's your boy Days. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.